tunes while I'm waiting for people.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so awesome. Yeah, we're live. Okay, sweet.
Are you gonna tweet it out?
Of course. Well, it auto tweets when I go live, and so now I just have to say, yeah, you liked it, and I'll put this in Typhoon Syndicate. You put this in DE.
Oh, that's right. I should be like announcing this. Fuck.
Yeah.
Can they hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, stream. We're gonna get started in a bit. It sounds like.
Everybody knows we have to take a second to share everything. You do it. You share it. You share everything.
Okay.
I almost messed it up.
Yeah, I'm writing a copy pasta right now.
Alright. Oh my god. Dude, I love the DE. I'm a big DE believer.
Hell yeah.
And the way it's looked, like, I like the aesthetic.
Thanks.
It's sick.
I'm actually reusing an old background layout from like DE17, but it's like, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to make like a super fancy one, or have someone in WGA make a fancy one.
Yeah, no, it's cool, it's cool. I'm gonna go into the Duco stream and be like, tune into the...
Yeah, that would be funny.
Alright, got him.
Okay, so...
We have 3 people right now, and I know you have to leave soon, so it's good. We'll upload the VOD for sure, so let's just, we'll start with some low balls.
Give me one moment. I'm sending you the copy pasta. You can post it in your circles. I'll put it in DE. I'll put it in the Washington chat. Like all the chats I'm in, I'll handle it.
Yeah, no thanks. I just don't want to change mine because if I flip around in Discord, your face disappears for a little bit, and I don't want to mess with that. Mars, welcome.
Oh, is that Marshall?
It's Mars underscore smash, and then Young Memer Kid says turn DE max up. So on it. I put you at 200.
Good to see you guys. Yeah, I'm currently in a classroom right now. I'm kind of stuck on campus for the next 45 minutes or so, so I just thought we could do it here.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, hopefully nothing bad happens there. Dylan, all right. Hey guys, Gabby Carson here. All right, awesome. You know, I think we can start. We can start with a little bit of a slow roller, and obviously it's... How's your day been? How's your day been?
You know, this has been probably the craziest day I've had in a long time. Like, it probably trumps moving into my apartment, going to PAX, starting classes, in terms of like how chaotic and busy it's been. But it's also been super fulfilling. I got to hang out with some Melee players and some Ultimate players after I announced the event, and we just got to talk it out a bit and just relieve my stress, because it was definitely crunch time from like 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. to get that Smash GG page up. I wrote it from scratch in that time, and I still have a lot of work to do.
You did it from scratch?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
I used a couple other Smash GG pages I made in the past as a template, but everything I just wrote originally, and it was stressful to get it out in the short time, but I committed really hard to the Wednesday release announcement because I want to get the word out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So, how's your day been, Justice?
My day has been, I want to say slow, because I've just been thinking about this all day. It's like I woke up, I worked on some worked on some school, and then I had karate just a little bit ago. But then like the entire time I was like, for me, like whenever I have something big planned, like I can't think about anything else for the entire day. And so
oh yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, and so whatever, like this is pretty big, and so, oh, somebody asked, is that Moore Hall? Are you in Moore Hall?
Oh my god, who asked that?
It is WOPOMOS. I don't.
Oh, that's not a surprise. Hey Brian, thanks for letting me into the civil engineering building. It's really nice. I hope you guys are having fun in the dungeon, getting some work done.
That is.
I'm just up here.
So funny. You got called out. That is insane.
Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be here, but I don't think anyone else is in the building, like the floor that I'm on, so I probably won't get kicked out unless someone tells. So everybody keep your mouth shut.
Nobody
it's like kind of underground.
Don't tell. We do not know. Just imagine the officer. No, sir, you don't understand. You guys, there's a huge DE interview that we need to crank out.
Yeah, dude, that takes priority. I don't care. Let's just get it done, you know?
All right. A lot of people are saying congrats in the announcement, and thank you guys for the follows. Everyone's saying congrats on the, so like I'm not a video editor, and I don't know how much of a video editor are you, but like how, like, can you walk me through the experience or like the time it takes to like do like an announcement video like that? Like what's going on in your noggin?
Oh man,
Thank you guys for the follows.
That's a great question. I was hoping you would ask about the trailer. And also thanks guys for the congratulations. That means a lot to me. But I'm just trying to think right now, like, how much time in total I spent on the trailer, because that was my main focus throughout the weekend and, like, most of Monday as well, because I probably spent around, like, 3 hours gathering footage, like, looking through VODs. Shoutouts to my roommate, Ian, for helping me look through the ultimate VODs, by the way. And I also had to find all the B-roll. My friend hooked me up with a good stock footage website for that, pexels.com if you want to check it out. And the weekend was pretty stressful because I spent probably around 12 hours editing together the first draft. I used this really... There were only 3 drafts, and the second 2 took very little time to edit, just like probably 2 hours total, because it was already pretty polished by the first draft. Because I had a really concrete vision of what I wanted the trailer to be like. I just had to work out some of the technical things. Because I'm not great at video editing, but I know how to, you know, like put clips together and have a few like transitions and special effects.
Awesome.
I don't know how many of you guys see my combo videos I put out for Melee, but those have been instrumental in helping me learn a little bit of video editing. I use a program called Shotcut. It's super scuffed. It doesn't run very well on my laptop, but it gets the job done. But yeah, I'm overall really happy with how the trailer came out, and I think it has pretty good reception so far. So thank you guys for enjoying it.
Awesome. So Mars, if you want to start asking questions, just put them in the chat. Max can't see the chat. And so you just put them in the chat, I'll ask a question, and then I will ask yours. I know somebody said, question, will there be food? And like...
Wait, who asked that?
It was Ralph Jasmine.
Oh, hi Jasmine. So, DE17, that was the one with the Domino's sponsorship, and I'm not sure if we will have catering at the event because the UW COVID restrictions have been pretty tight in the past couple months, but I'm going to do my best to get some sponsorships. Right now I'm looking at Monster. We have a contact through WGA that gets us hooked up. So I don't want to give away too much, but you can look forward to a few goodies at the event. I'm also looking into giveaways as well. We have a lot of cool merch that we've gathered over the years to give out at these events.
Oh, that's tight. I like merch. So...
You're getting a jersey soon.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
You excited for that?
I'm so excited for that. Always wanted a jersey. Anyway, so Mars asked an insane question. Not insane like that, but it's a real question.
Okay.
He says, what's the setup plan for Strive at DE? Because if you know, the game has differing amounts of input delay depending on which system you use, and he was wondering if there was a set plan as of right now for like what setups. Obviously, it's like it's a month away. It's like, but. What, like, do you have any idea?
Yeah.
Like, people
so
okay, go ahead.
I can speak a little bit on that. The like minutia of the logistics for how we're gonna run each event has not really been worked out just because the event is so far away. And for Rivals and Strive, I'm actually not gonna be the one TOing those events. The Strive is done through the UW FGC Club, and they're gonna work out a plan in the near future, like in the next week or two, to get some setups and a stream going. But because there's like a PlayStation version and a PC version, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm very like
If
unknowledgeable about traditional fighting games, but I'm gonna do my best to make sure it's a quality experience for everybody, and I'll work with the FGC club to make sure that happens.
That is a way better answer than I was expecting. Because you just go to the FGC club for that. That is a really good way to like make sure you're like, because it's out of your expertise. You don't know how to run it, like in terms of like setups and inputs. And so it's
Yeah.
like you just give it to the people that do, and then they'll help you out. That is really good. I love to see that stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been working on recently, like just delegating tasks to the DE staff members, because I can't do everything, you know. Like I have school and some other stuff. Like I have a vision of what I want DE to be, and I'm like learning gradually how to trust people to like execute that vision. And the FGC club has been great with working with me to achieve that, and I'm super excited to continue working with them. Our current plan is to do like a rotation of a traditional fighting game each DE. So this time it's
That's actually
Strive.
sick. Wait, that's dope. Wait, that's huge.
Yeah.
Wait.
So this time it's Strive because we figured it's like popular right now, and I'm excited about running it. I know a lot of people will come just for Strive, but in the future we could see stuff like Street Fighter, Tekken, BlazBlue. I don't know. They're like whatever game that people want. We could even put it up to a community poll to have you guys decide. There's a lot we could do with that.
That's really cool. That's actually super cool. What other? So I have a. Okay, so objection would like to ask.
Hi, Thomas.
How does it feel coming back after a year? Nerves? Question mark. Excited? Question mark.
That's a great question. Thank you for that. So over COVID, I pretty much hibernated in terms of being a TO. Like, I did a couple online events through WGA, but it was nothing I felt super fulfilled about doing because my favorite part of TOing is just like creating lived experiences that I can share with other people and, you know, give people the opportunity to make new friends and enjoy themselves at events. And when it's online, you lose a lot of that, like close interaction. So that really drained me as a organizer in the COVID times. But now that we're coming back to in-person, I'm like super excited for what the future holds. Like over the summer, I help out at Goose's tournaments, like Smash to Pieces or the one he ran in June, Substation Smash. So I've been like dipping my toes back into like bracket running and reporting, and it's actually a lot of fun. I found out that the ultimate scene has like they've grown up a lot over COVID. You know, everybody's a little older now, and it's really cool to see people again and just interact.
Oh my god!
So,
look at that Embo grow up. He's getting so tall.
Yeah, shoutouts to Gaffy, by the way. That guy's super tall now.
Oh my god! I cannot wait to see Gaffy again.
Yeah, that'll be cool. But yeah, I have been super busy the last month or so just putting all this together for you guys, but it's been very fulfilling work. Like I feel like I'm doing a good thing here, and I enjoy all the planning and, you know, talking to different staff members about stuff. The one thing that's really draining is communicating with UW about the venue and like all the COVID restrictions we have to go through. There's like some legal stuff that I have to figure out, but besides that, it's been like really fun to get back into TOing. And I'm looking to do a lot of projects in 2022 as well. So this is like a good lead up into that for me.
That is awesome. I have a pretty big question lined up right here because I think everyone is excited about what you decided to do with DE events and making it a charity event, but they also don't know what that means. I feel like most people don't really understand what you intend to have a charity event be. And I know you have an interesting take and what you want to do. So please explain what a charity, like what DE being a charity event means and like how it's gonna work.
Okay, so this is a great question. I have a lot to say on this. I wanted to make it a charity event ever since the end of 2019, actually, when I started taking a lot of environmental science classes, and I've just been super passionate about like biophilia. It's in my Twitter handle, and just like sustainability in general. So I was trying to find a way to combine my two passions of like esports and environment together, and I thought I already have this cool collegiate event in Domino Effect, and I just started developing ways that I could add a sustainability component to it. If you guys ever like study business a little bit, there's this idea called the triple bottom line, which is that like organizations should be like financially successful, socially successful, but also environmentally successful. And if you go down that list for DE, you would find that finances, we're doing pretty good. Social, I think we're doing great because we're promoting a positive community, especially for youth, and we're giving people a lot of opportunities through this program. But environmentally, we're doing like nothing, right? Like, it takes so much energy to run an esports event, especially now with like high-end PCs, just in general, like not talking about Smash, but with Smash specifically, like CRTs are very energy efficient, and like all of the gas it takes to like drive everybody to the tournament, it's very unsustainable in the long run as climate change gets worse. So I just thought it's like I thought about it as like not even an option to like think about doing charity. I feel like I have to do some kind of charity component, specifically environmental charities, just to kind of offset that environmental cost that esports events have. And the charity that I did a lot of research to pick a good charity to use, and this is definitely like a clear number one for the thing I'm trying to go for. It's called the Coalition for Rainforest Nations. You can check out their website on the Smash GG page, and they're just extremely efficient with mitigating carbon emissions, because every 12 cents that you donate will mitigate 1 metric ton of CO2 by preventing deforestation in developing countries, which of course has so many other great benefits like preserving biodiversity or helping the local community shift to a sustainable economy. It's just a crazy, like, multifaceted program that they have going on, and I'm so excited to be a part of it through DE.
That is so cool. Like, I like, you don't really see that happen a lot, in this kind of field. Like, you do see charity events, but this is gonna be every single Domino Effect, correct? Like every
this is now we've effectively rebranded into what I call a hybrid charity structure. I don't know if this has been done before. Charity events have been pretty common in the past. You look at like AGDQ or Smash the Record or like Orbit Our Stars, but what I'm doing differently is a hybrid structure where the entry fee for each event goes to the prize pot, and most of the venue fee gets donated to a charity. Because we're lucky enough to have discounted venue rentals for Domino Effect at UW, because we're doing it through a club. So I have enough leeway to put most of the revenue towards charity. So you top players watching, especially you, Justice, don't worry about the charity part taking away from your winnings if you end up placing in the payout, because all of that money comes from the entry fees. So I found this to be a good way, like a good compromise between having all the money go to charity and then no good players want to sign up because they couldn't make any money, and like the players making a lot of money but there's no sustainability component. So I think the hybrid structure is the way to go, for sure.
You definitely made an amazing middle ground, because like a lot of charity events are awesome, like honestly, like, but if you're a top player and you want to like, you don't have enough money to like go to events and like, I want to compete and do well, but if I do well I don't get any payout. This tackles both issues. I think this will be an amazing event because one, climate change is definitely one of the biggest issues of our time, and people want to find a way to like be a part of fixing it. And so you get that aspect about DE. You get it, like, you just going to play video games somewhere helps out the world, which is so cool.
Isn't that cool?
Isn't that so cool? I just get to go and go like 4-2 at DE, and then I help the world. That is so awesome. So thank you for bringing that kind of opportunity out to the PNW scene. Like that is just so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah. So my vision with that is like, I don't expect other tournaments to adopt a charity component. That would be selfish of me, but I think of DE as kind of a lightning rod for the larger PNW as a whole, for us to enter and, you know, offset some of our carbon emissions while going like from other events as well. Because there's an option when you register to pay like a different venue fee for how much you want to donate, right?
Oh yeah, and that is a thing.
It's like minimum donation, recommended donation, and generous donation. Those names aren't final, but that's what I'm going with right now. And if you choose the generous donation option, you actually donate enough money to equal about 14 years worth of the average American's carbon emissions.
Oh wait, are you really?
Yeah, just think about that, right? Like, by entering a bi-monthly video game tournament, you're canceling out all the carbon you emitted in the last 14 years.
That's so cool.
Just let that sink in, right? Like, the scale is huge. This charity is doing a lot of good work. And I think continuing to participate in DE is a great way to, you know, like add a little bit of sustainability to your life.
That is really awesome to hear. Like that is such an amazing idea, and not every tournament has the opportunity to do something like this, and it's really cool to see you have the opportunity and then taking it. Like that is that's so awesome. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, because if I can interject real quick, like I'm a junior in college right now in undergrad, and when I graduate, I don't know if I'll be able to continue doing DE, at least as often as I am currently, just because I'll probably like have a job or something cringe, you know? But, you know, I could also like go to grad school and continue working with universities in esports, but my time, I think about my time as kind of limited in esports right now, and I want to make a really big impact while I still can, you know? Because I'm not going to be around forever, nobody is. So I'm really rushing to like do as much as I can right now while I still have the opportunity.
All right, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Mars with another question, and this one's melee focused, and so I can maybe help answer this, but this is really a legality question.
Okay.
And so Mars asks, hate to crack open Pandora's box here, but thoughts on Goomwave legality and Hax's UCF 1.3? Like...
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to turn this into a bunch of melee discourse, but I could give like my quick thoughts.
Yeah, just a quick.
The Goomwave, I don't have a solid opinion on. I haven't done a lot of research, but I'm gonna definitely go with whatever the major tournaments decide with that. I know it's very controversial right now, and I think I've seen enough evidence to point to the Goomwave being like the most optimal controller to use, and I think it has stuff about it that is like might be unfair, but I don't know the specifics, so I'm gonna rely on community knowledge for that and make an informed decision in the near future. And as for Hax's videos, I have seen those, and I think I'll just go one by one real quick, because I know like only a percentage of people care about this. The shield drop notch expansion, I think I saw a Fizzy tweet that you, like on this new UCF, you would be able to hit shield drop angles that were never possible on vanilla, and I think that's crossing a line where we probably shouldn't go there. And then the dash back out of crouch, I'm pretty supportive of. I think that'd be cool. That's one thing that's frustrating for me. I can never hit dash back out of crouch. And then the thing I have the strongest opinion about is the changes to the stages. I'm like pretty conservative with melee stage changes. Like I'm kind of on the fence about Frozen Pokemon Stadium. Like that's how conservative I am, right? But I think like removing Shy Guys and wispy blowing is like unacceptable. I think that's crossing a huge line, and it could get us into trouble with Nintendo. I just think it's like kind of a slippery slope fallacy, but I'm like pretty nervous if that's the direction we're going to. So I'm going to do my best as a TO to push back against that. I want to keep the stages unfrozen.
Yeah, I like that. Like as a competitor, like someone I've played Melee, like this is my first Smash game. Like Shy Guys and Wispy is sick. Like I don't know why we would get rid of that. Like
it benefits the better player who has the better awareness, and it's not over centralizing to the point where the RNG gets too ridiculous.
No one's like, you're gonna like actually get like, I cannot believe these Shy Guys beat me and not my opponent. That is, no one has ever once said that. Like,
unless you're a Nest main, then it sucks because you can't use the PK Thunder when the Shy Guys are out. But regardless, yeah, that's how I feel. Let's move on to a more general question, if there's one in the chat.
Nothing super general DE related, and so this one's I'm gonna go 2 personal questions. So what's the origin of DE? Real quick, tell me about that.
Yeah, so I actually did make a mini documentary about the humble beginnings of Domino Effect, but it's pretty outdated now, so you can try to find it if you want, but it's not my best work.
I remember when I came out, like that doc came out around DE10, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I can give the super abridged version for you guys. It started as a house tournament that my friend Brendan started. He had like 2 friend groups, one in like the East Side Redmond area and one in the Snohomish Everett area. So he hosted a house tournament to bring these 2 groups together just to play some Smash and see who's the best, right? And then we thought it was cool, so we decided to do it every month. It was at a different person's house each time. It was like an underground high school house tournament, you know, that kind of vibe. And starting in 2019, we partnered with a community center in Redmond to make it public. And we had a couple events through that in like spring 2019, and that's where we started getting the Domino Effect name out there, and other people started coming to our tournaments. I know Justice came to DE10, and that's where I met him first. And then I became the head TO in like summer 2019, and I brought it to UW as soon as I got here as a freshman. And ever since then, I've done it through WGA and the Smash clubs. We used to be in the Maple Hall Great Room, and those events got pretty big, you know, like 150, 175 people. For the CSL tournament, we had 200, including the teams that flew out. So that was awesome. And yeah, I guess the origin of DE, if I could sum it up, like it's just like a humble house tournament that grew into something more formal and public. But I think the growth has been really positive, and I've met a lot of my best friends. Like the original group that did the first DE is still like my friend group to this day. You know, like we go out all the time and hang out. So yeah, it's been great. It's like been a huge part of my life ever since then, and I'm happy to take it further.
I'm so happy. And another thing that I really like about DE, because DE was big before quarantine, and now quarantine, like one of the best things to come out of it was, like, especially in the Smash community, is the PNW is tighter than it's ever been. Like everyone is way more connected now, and so Mochi just came in the chat saying he's coming to Domino Effect, and that's a player from BC.
Oh my God!
So
that's so exciting.
That is.
I'm gonna interject real quick and say that my number 1 priority with this DE is obviously raising money for charity, but my second priority is easily encouraging good players to come out from British Columbia, Oregon, Eastern Washington, Bellingham, South Washington, like all these regions, even like people from NorCal, I'm going to try to reach out and see if they can come, because I want Domino Effect to be kind of the hub for Pacific Northwest Smash, and I think we're in a time right now where I can definitely take advantage of this opportunity and get you guys to come out. I'm just really hoping that the border between the US and Canada will open by then.
Yeah, that is so awesome to hear. That is so awesome.
And one more thing about that. I am offering compensation for people who are carpooling from out of region. I'm paying $10 per person that carpools, but that could go up depending on the demand. I don't know.
So what does that mean? So like, if I'm carpooling from Eastern Washington and
Yeah.
like picking up 5 people, does that mean you're getting $50, or does that mean that you're just getting 10 because you're the carpool leader guy?
You're getting $50. It's for
Holy
every person that you drive.
Oh my
So,
god.
I'm like really pushing to get a lot of out of region attendance for this, and I think the carpool compensation program is a great way to do that. There's a Google form you can fill out towards the bottom of the Smash GG page, and I'll be in contact with you about getting that compensation. And I'm super happy to work with accommodations. Like, if you need help finding housing, I could like recommend some hotels or put out a notice for like community housing. I don't know. I just really want to work with you guys to make this a Pacific Northwest event, not just a Washington event.
Wow. Catch me renting a limo. And
Yeah, dude, that would be sick.
So is it just for out of region players, or is it for anybody that carpools? So like, if I
the details are on the Smash GG page,
Okay.
but everybody outside the Seattle metro area is pretty much eligible. Like,
Okay.
I have the list of regions listed out on the Smash GG, but everywhere except for like Olympic Peninsula region, I'm not sure how many people live there, but if someone does and wants to come, we could work something out. But yeah, that's the current plan, and it is subject to change in the future, so I'll keep you guys updated.
Wow, that is insane. Like, because it's so funny. Young Memer Kid just asked like a little bit ago, so how do you plan on getting people to come to DE? I think that is one way.
Yeah,
like,
that would be the answer I give, yeah.
That is
And-
insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
And of course, there will be other incentives, like I'm going to try to get some sponsorships and giveaways, but I can't really speak on that much now without giving too much away. But even for Seattle folks, I definitely want to keep this an event that you should go to every time, because I think it'll be really worthwhile.
Guys, DE's pretty sick. I'm not even. DE is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Objection asked a good question. He says, do you think the venue will stay the same in the foreseeable future? So could you like answer like what do you think the venue is going to be like, or like what?
Yeah,
is the venue?
so that's a really good question. Currently, the venue is the Lyceum room at the Husky Union Building at University of Washington in Seattle. And the only 100% guaranteed thing is that DE will stay a UW event until I graduate, right? Because it's just such a good system that we have going here with getting the venue. And I think I would definitely like to expand in the future to like maybe a 512 person event instead of 250. And for that, I would use the ballrooms, which are also in the hub. That's like where Don't Park on the Grass was and the last port priority. So that building, the hub, is definitely like going to be the hub for DE from now on. That's a pretty safe bet.
That is really cool. That is super cool. Here is another question. So obviously TOing these events takes a lot of time and effort. And so how does TOing these big events affect your mental health?
Yeah, that's a really good and important question. I'm glad you asked it. So how do I start? Like, I guess the simplest effect it's had, it's helped me a lot with dealing with my imposter syndrome. You know, like ending up in a new place where you're suddenly qualified to be there and feeling like you don't belong, like you're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I struggle with a lot at UW and in esports in general. But knowing that I've built this organization around something I'm so passionate about, and I'm taking it in a direction that I really agree with, that helps me a lot with like kind of grounding me in my self-confidence and making me feel comfortable to be here, you know, and doing this work. I think
awesome.
DE is a constant reminder to me that I always belong here, you know, like I'm valued. And that's just super, it's like invaluable to be able to think that about yourself. It's great.
That
And
is
then-
awesome.
So that's the positive. I guess I could talk about the negative. Like, organizing a tournament from the ground up, especially a grassroots tournament, is really difficult. Like, in terms of logistics and getting everything figured out, it's like before COVID, it was essentially a full-time job for me. And that was just unsustainable. It took a huge toll on my stress and anxiety. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so if, you know, like one thing goes wrong and I see people like saying like, oh, this DE, it definitely missed the mark on these things, like that, I get really sad, you know, when I see that stuff, because I want to do the best job I can. And I think I've learned a lot over the last few years about how to put on good, successful events. So hopefully, hopefully I get better at dealing with setbacks and how it affects my stress. But that's something I definitely have to consider moving forward.
That's wild. That's what, like, I've always like wanted to be like, man, I want to TO something, and then I'm like, I spent 20 minutes trying to figure it out. I'm like, no, this is not happening. Like, I can't. This is simply put not happening. And so
yeah,
and it's really it takes a special kind of person to be able to push through and do those kinds of things. So thank you, and you're bettering the world with your events. So it's something you should definitely think about.
Yeah.
Definitely want to ask a fun question now.
Sure.
What is the craziest thing to ever happen at one of your tournaments? Like, it could be inside the game, it can be outside the game. Off the top of the dome, what is the most insane thing to ever happen at a DE?
Most insane thing, I guess, in terms of like raw emotional output, at DE8, that was the first public one. I 2-0'd Danoash in Winter's Quarter, and that was the first. That's the first and only time I've ever beat him in Ultimate, and you just had to be there for the pop-up.
You had to be there.
I don't mean to throw my mans under the bus, but that was like a crazy moment for me, like as a competitor. And obviously, like that's not my focus anymore, but I'll always remember that as like a really crazy thing that happened. But there was other stuff too, like when we brought in like 12 large Domino's pizzas at DE17, and they were just gone in like 15 minutes, you know? Like everybody was hungry, and that was a thing to watch, like just people going through that pizza and enjoying themselves. That made me really happy.
That was, I remember that. I was playing a friendly with Snickledorf, and I was like, Snickledorf, let's play one more game. He was like, shh, I want to eat, and I was like, no, dude, let's just play one more game. And like the boxes weren't even opened yet. It was just there was a line forming. There was no boxes open. We played one more game, and it wasn't even a long game. We played one more game, and then all the pizza was gone. And I was like, oh, my bad, Snickledorf.
Yeah.
I had another question lined up. Okay. This one is kind of funny, but who are your favorite commentators? Who are your favorite commentators? It can be in region, question. It can be out of region.
I'm gonna keep it in region just to like gas up some friends. Okay. But I really appreciate Goose's commentary.
I was gonna say Goose's commentary's gotten really good. Those Wi-Fi tournaments taught him a thing or two.
True. His basement tier Wi-Fi tournaments have definitely paid off, but yeah, I enjoy Goose's commentary a lot. You know, there's like the classics like Cyrona and Sleets. You know, those guys really know what they're doing on the mic. And I'm really excited for Arbiter's commentary, actually.
Oh, that's gonna be...
DE is actually on his birthday, so he's gonna show up and give us a good time on the mic. So I'm excited for that. I just need to find a co-commentator that can match his energy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that guy is really enthusiastic, and I'm excited for that.
Alright, we have time for a little bit more questions, but here's a question. An alien breaks into your house at night and says you have 1 year to plan a super major, and you have to start right now. Which TOs are you calling to help make that super major?
So, that basically happened to me. I started last week, but anyway, I would definitely. So, just running off the top of my head, you know, like Goose, Scruffy. I would want to work with Aiden just because he's been such an inspiration to me, even though his focus is no longer in TOing. I would want to get Nintendo on the team because that guy knows how to handle a crisis better than anybody. He single-handedly saved Apex 2015.
Oh,
when the
if
venue
yeah,
broke
no,
down.
if he saved
I think-
Apex, he's fine.
Yeah,
He's got everything.
for sure. And you know the Washington PM TOs like Forrest and Power Up. Those guys are awesome. They always know how to run a good event, so they would be on the team for sure.
That is awesome to hear. That is awesome to hear. All
Oh,
right.
and also Ducalo too. He's been huge in helping me get used to TOing at UW, and his knowledge has been invaluable. So he would definitely be great on a super major step.
That's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. Crazy to hear that Jaromite wasn't put on that list, but you know, no problem. Worry about that. Don't
I
worry
mean,
about
Scott's
that.
got his own major, you know? We don't want to make him do all the work, but if he beat down, of course, having him on the team would be great.
Don't worry. This definitely won't be clipped and shipped and tagged. Don't worry, that won't happen.
Yikes. Sorry, Scott. You're on the team. Fuck it.
Oh my god, call forest fire, no one will dare to keep their pro controllers connected.
It's so
That's
true.
great. Okay, let's go with one more question because I know you have to get out of here. And
Yeah,
so,
but we can do one more.
one more question. What is your end goal in esports?
Okay, that's a great question. I want to do a major. I don't want to put the super major label on it because that's a lot of pressure.
Mhm.
But I want to do a major. I want to do an esports convention. Husky X 2020 was supposed to be that, and it got canceled 2 days before the event started. It's definitely one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever had to go through. But I want to do it right this time. And again, I kind of see graduation from undergrad as my out in terms of my esports career. But I want to pack in as many cool, big experiences as I can in these 2 years. And who knows? Like, if I'm successful enough, I might look for careers in event coordination or elsewhere in the esports industry. It's not like completely out of the question. It's just like not what I see myself doing for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
But the two big things it would be a convention and a major tournament. And I'm in a position at WGA that will help me a lot with accomplishing those two goals. I'm currently the president of the club, and I'm working a lot behind the scenes with, securing big venues and partnerships and stuff. So you guys have a lot to look forward to for UW, like esports community at UW.
I am so excited because something that we had during the quarantine saga was everyone was running Wi-Fi tournaments, but DE kind of stayed back a little bit, not because not because I think you didn't want to, it's just because you wanted your DE experience to be the DE experience, you know what I mean?
I mean, you could also say that I just didn't want to. I don't like running Wi-Fi tournaments. I like to see people and hang out,
Yeah,
But yeah, we did that one sexual assault prevention charity event, which went really well. That was actually the framework for this larger project, which is DE18. That was over COVID, and, I'm glad I did. Yeah, online tournaments are not really where I want to be.
Yeah, I'm happy though that we got DE back and we got it back with a vengeance. And so I'm excited for the best events in Washington to be back and of all time ever. So
yeah, I'm super excited too. Thank you so much for having me on. Thanks to the chat for giving me some questions. I really enjoyed being here. I gotta run soon, but it was great talking to you.
All right. Thank you, Max, for coming on. And guys, for the Ultimate community, tune in. Tomorrow, we have the return of the Justice PNW Slides stream. It is going to be a standard format. The new format isn't ready yet, and it's not right to do it for Pinnacle, Smash World Tour, and Big Porch. And so if you want to find out the results for Pinnacle, Smash World Tour, and Big Porch, and my thoughts on everything, be sure to tune in tomorrow night. I'll announce the actual time sometime on Twitter tomorrow. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Max, for being here. Thank you, Max, for sponsoring me. That's pretty tight. That's pretty tight.
No problem, dude. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again, chat. Thanks again, Justice. This has been a lot of fun. I think I'm about ready to get out of here. If you guys have any questions about DE, you can hit me up on Discord or Twitter, basically anywhere. I'm happy to talk to you guys about anything.
All right. Well, Thank you, Max. And as always, guys, the stream will be back soon.